Hello and welcome to We Will Talk About It. I'm Megan.
I'm Kat.
And what you're about to listen to is 20 to 30 minutes of just rambling that got really out of control. So we've decided to make it into a little mini episode for everybody because there's no way that I can keep it at the start of the episode that it was recorded at.
Also, Megan would be doing a lot of splicing and it would sound very Frankenstein-y. And let's not do that to Megan.
Yeah.
But also, we haven't caught up in a while and I feel we're all lubed up and ready to go. So this is a catch up. Hello, talk to us.
Yeah, little chatty mini episode.
You can skip over it, but it's here for you.
Yeah, it's here if you need it.
It's here for you need it.
Let's get into it.
All right, cool. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I love how we keep saying it's been a while, but it legitimately has been a while.
I know. We've been so all over the shop.
I
did read something recently that I've sort of taken to heart, which is that like hobbies, they're always there for you whenever you are ready for them. They're not something that's like you have to
consistently be around.
Be consistent with, like, it doesn't have like deadlines on it.
It's true. This is not our, like, we both are working women.
Yeah, we're both working women. This is not a job. This doesn't earn us any money.
No, we do it for the fun. We do it for, many reasons. One, we get to see each other.
Yes.
Because we no longer work together.
Yes.
Two, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It actually is fun. Like, it is fun.
Yeah.
Because generally it's a day for us because you guys don't see it. We generally hang out. We generally do something. Or if I just come to Megan's place, it's generally, Megan, I have life update for you that I cannot put in text messages because you need to see the reactions and vice versa.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and it's also, we do this for fun and we do this because it's a fun hobby, which means that it's been pretty inconsistent, particularly since I grew and then gave birth to a tiny human person.
Yep.
But we're back. We're giving it another crack.
Now that it's post in Australia winter, therefore the sickness. And I will say, since COVID and all that stuff, like I know trauma, let's not bring up the traumas of the last 3 years, but this winter itself, just speaking to people, everyone has gotten sick. Not just like a sniffle. It's been like, not COVID, but everyone has at least had a sickness, like a flu or a really bad viral infection. I'm not surprised. So obviously, plot twist, your little human who is an actual human still blows my mind. Like, I have not seen her in a while. So she's basically going off to college in my mind.
She's a toddler.
She's a toddler, but in the time frame, she's picked up everything because she's gone to daycare. Makes sense.
Yeah. So we've just had lots of sickness in our house. It just makes it really hard.
Yep. And I don't want the sickness. No, I've had enough sickness in my life.
Yeah, we don't want to share it around, but we're trying again. Like I said, hobbies are here whenever we need them, which is really nice.
Aww.
I really like that perspective because as someone who's very like deadline bound,
we're very the same person.
Time bound. It's good to think
tick a list off.
Yeah,
tick and flick.
Achievement focused. It's good to sort of have that perspective of like, we don't do this to tick something off our to do list. We do it because it's very fun to talk about this silly campy show.
And as recently Megan told me this week, which was #surprise, we're on YouTube.
We are on YouTube now. So we're not on Twitter anymore. I think I can pretty comfortably say that we've left Twitter. Maybe we'll get on Threads. I'm not sure. I don't really know what's next.
Kat's is going,
do we get on TikTok?
Oh, I can do a TikTok.
Kat, if we do a TikTok, Kat can do it because I don't know how TikTok works.
Yeah. I'm part of the problem.
You're part of the problem of TikTok.
The problem. Yeah.
But yeah, we are now on YouTube. At the moment, it's just like audio. But if we get organized enough, we might start recording so you have the visual side of things.
Oh gosh.
Because we've moved out of my bedroom. We're now in my study.
Like a real relationship that was a one-night stand. Yeah. We've now moved to the next stage of actually dating.
Yeah,
we're out of the bedroom.
We're out of just the bedroom. It's still kind of a bit slapdash at the moment. The structure has some furniture from our lounge, some furniture from our dining. But as it gets a little nicer, it might be something that we can start doing. So you can see our faces as we explain
and our landscape,
things.
Which is quite lovely. Looking at this
window.
window.
We actually have a really nice back view of my house.
Very nice.
So yeah, we'll see if that. I think I can make that work at some point in the future.
We can make it work. I think we'll.
But yeah, before we get started, I thought because I've saved this because we went out and had some food before, but I saved this for the podcast because I feel like it's a podcast adjacent topic, which is, have you watched Good Omens 2?
I haven't. But you know what I have done?
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched Good Omens 1.
I just rewatched Good Omens 1 because I watched Good Omens 2 and then I was like, I'm just going to go back and watch Good Omens 1 and now I'm watching Good Omens 2 again. So 2, 1, 2.
So, yeah, my brain was just like, carry the 1, long division, can't remember it from year 5. Yeah, no, I started like, legitimately, I was like, I've run out of shows because I've just recently watched all of Disenchantment from season 1 through season 5.
Yeah.
Give it a watch.
It's really good.
It's actually legitimately good. Like people rag on and going, it's not Futurama, it's not The Simpsons. I'm like, let's be real, The Simpsons is
not The Simpsons anymore.
Not
anyway.
The Simpsons. We don't know what that is. Pop a pin in it. Let it die.
Yeah.
Put the dog down. Like it's time to let go.
Yes.
Futurama's back and I've rewatched some of those episodes and it's kind of cool, but I think that's just its trope. Like it gets cancelled, it gets renewed. It gets cancelled, gets renewed. So I kind of feel like we're in that loop, but Disenchantment was cool. So I had nothing to watch. I'm like, I can't watch Supernatural as much as I want to binge it to get through so I can then get to the seasons I have not seen.
Yes.
But then I had to go back and rewatch it again. So it's kind of pointless. So I started watching Good Omens. I'm like, I completely forgot. Take a shot. How good the show is.
Yeah.
It's so good. So I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would suggest once you finish that, go straight into season 2. I will not spoil it for anyone, but it's better than season 1.
Oh, and season 1 was really good.
Season 1's great.
Also, I'm not Johnny come lately to John Hamm ever. John Hamm, get it.
Yeah.
Would climb that tree.
I'm not, again, no spoilers for season 2, but you see a lot more of John Hamm. He looks great.
Yeah, man.
He looks great. He's really
to quote what is it? Knocked Up. Titan.
Tight.
Just gotta keep everything tight.
He looks great. But yeah, definitely recommend season 2. It's really good. It's, if possible, even fruitier than season 1.
Again, can't wait for visuals because my mouth just basically.
You really can't wait for visuals.
What?
Trust me.
I'm excited. Now I'm just going to go home after this. Okay, this podcast has to hurry up so I can go home. Get on. This potty needs to get pottying. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy John Hamm so much. Mm-hmm. I would climb that redwood. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
The more people watch season 1, season 2, the more likelihood they'll get season 3, which you, trust me, really want to get. The only reason that it's up for debate at the moment is obviously we're in the middle of the writer's strike, the actor's strike, which is impacting the possibility of almost every show getting renewed.
Yeah, as someone who in her time off from the hobby that is this beautiful podcast, or poddy as people keep calling it to me, which I'm like, so odd.
No.
It's so, because I'm like, it sounds like potty.
Yeah.
Because of the T's and the D's and how it sounds, but like poddy, like,
no.
You can say that. I will just call it the podcast or the pod. Yeah, I watched in my time off from the podcast, I watched Yellowjackets, which, do not binge that show for one, like the idiot I am, because that's a mental task. But that show's really good and it's ended on season 2 where there's so many doors unopened and as someone who likes a package to be wrapped up tight, bowed, with a name, this box it's a present. Yeah. It's basically its only form. It hasn't even been put in a box. So yeah, you're very right. We're at this point where, I mean, Supernatural went through this.
Yeah, we're about to hit next season.
Short season because
of the writer's strike
in 2007 and 8.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that we're getting close.
It's a time loop. Obviously, we are very much in support of everything the writers and the actors do. When we're on their side for this. 100%. And
for people to get an actual living wage, I didn't realize.
And to not have the risk of their appearance being AI. We're not for that. I'm not. Nope. I mean, we went and saw Barbie. We went and saw Barbie, guys. Everyone went and saw Barbie. Everyone went and saw Barbie, and it was so refreshing. And then I saw Oppenheimer the following weekend, not with Kat, because that is absolutely none of that's
a Kat's life.
Both of them, it was so refreshing to watch movies with practical effects. With very limited CGI. Everything was real. They created sets. They did like old school movie magic to make stuff work. And it was just so nice to watch something. I don't need AI everything, and I don't need AI
CGI everything.
CGI everything. I think I'm burned out. Yeah, I think I'm burned out. Like because obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but Robert Downey Jr. is in Oppenheimer. He's probably going to get an Oscar, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so is Cillian Murphy. They're both like lead actor, supporting actor.
I have seen it. I have actually seen it. But
you've seen Oppenheimer?
I did.
You sat down for 3 hours and watched a Christopher Nolan film.
Well, I sat for 3 hours, but you see,
it's not for you.
It's not.
I'm really sad that you saw it because it's not for you.
It's not for me. But I am a nice human, and I went with someone who wanted to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a choice. You owe me, Jess. I went and saw it. I went and saw it with someone I work with, who happens to be the same name as my best friend.
Oh, okay.
I just realized I said Jess, and you're like, oh, okay.
That
and
was
I'm like,
a surprise. The Jess that we know, I was like,
no,
I don't really see that.
Someone I used to work with. Anyway, they wanted to see it, and they didn't want to go alone. I'm like, I'm here for a single movie by myself.
Yeah,
but sure, I'll go. And I wish I could have played with my phone.
Yeah,
I am a child when it comes to these movies. But but I will say, I did look up because obviously, Mr. Murphy. Oh my.
Another late to the party situation.
Oh, I've not been late because I realized, I'm like, why do I know your face besides from all of the things? He was in 28 Days.
Yeah. You see his dick.
Yeah. I was like, I've seen your weenus. And it took me.
I love Cillian Murphy. He's great.
Mr. Murphy. So I'm looking and going, I think that was pretty much 3 years of my time. Like, thinking of all the places I've seen this man. Also, the shadiest faces when he's like not impressed.
Yeah. Oh, he's so good.
He's so good. He's just like, I'm going to read you to fucking filth. You're going to feel it. Your ancestors and your kids to come are going to feel it. And I love it. But I'm like, why do I know you? And like halfway through, I literally did a clap and went, that's why.
You mean 28 Days Later, but yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah. 28 Days Later.
Not the Sandra Bullock film, ? Where she's in rehab, 28 Days.
Is that the one with Angelina Jolie? Or am I thinking of another one?
You are thinking of Girl Interrupted.
With Winona Ryder.
Yes.
Sorry, me apologies. No.
28 Days is with Sandra Bullock, ? And she's in rehab, ?
We're both like,
this is one of those films that I think I watched when I was like 17 because it was on the TV.
Yeah, because
I was watching it and I was like, I don't really.
It was Saturday night and you had no other plans besides 8:30 movie on Channel 7.
Exactly. But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is obviously in Oppenheimer. Like I said, I don't know if you were paying attention during the film, but like he's going to get an Oscar for that. But I remember him talking and like them talking about doing the most recent Avengers films and like it's all green screen and they also didn't have the whole script. They'd get the pages that they were filming and sometimes they didn't even know who they were saying their words to because it was so important to keep everything a secret that they didn't even know who they were talking to or if they knew who they were talking to, that person looked different to how they would look in the real, like.
Wish you could see my face. It's very screwed up right now.
Like,
I'm going to need Botox after
this. It's just so unreal.
Jarring.
And he kind of came out of it and he's been saying in interviews, like, he's like, I didn't know if I knew how to act anymore.
Yeah, which is
crazy because one of our favorite movie review YouTubes, Movie Bitches, they do summer camp every year where they pick a theme. Last year was, I can't remember what last year's theme was, but like they do lots of campy movies and this year was films that only Avril likes, who's one of the hosts because she's just got like her movie knowledge is crazy. It's but like they did Heart and Souls, which is just watching the review and the clips they were playing from the movie.
That makes sense because do you know what? This is just really side thing because I did watch it because I thought I dreamt this movie. Howard the Duck?
Oh, yeah. I've never seen it. I'd heard of it. It would be fair to think that you had dreamt that movie.
Duckies don't have titties.
No.
Duckies.
That was a children's film.
And as a kid, like, I don't think I've seen this movie, but it's in my, like, it was like.
So a lot of these films that they've done, I'm like, I've never seen this film, but I have seen this film.
Yeah, because I was like, it was where he gets like sucked, like, because he gets sucked out from the duck universe. And also, this was a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Which.
It's also George Lucas.
That makes sense because was it this summer? Was it Lucasfilms?
They did this summer was literally just films only Avril likes.
Right. That makes sense.
Films made for Avril.
Right. This was not made for anyone. This
was not made for anyone.
George Lucas lost a lot of money on this.
He did.
Yes. But yeah, it was just where he gets sucked through like the apartment to go off into the real world, which is our world.
Yeah.
And just a lady who was like drunk. I was like, we've all been there where you're just drunk and you're having a bath because you're feeling your oats. And it's just, I'm like.
With tits.
And
she's a duck.
But she's a duck.
It's a children's film and it's not censored.
And you see her nipples and it's very jarring. And I'm like, these were all costumes. Where I was going with this is like acting. Yeah. These weren't CGI. These were all costumes. So It makes sense. But yeah, I
Heart and
watched
Souls.
But going back to Movie Bitches, I watched the review on this because I saw it and I was like, is this a movie from now? Because I feel like I've seen this. And then it was, oh wait, it was a trailer for them for the next release, like their next episode. I watched it and I'm like, I've not seen this movie, but also, why is the lady having sex with Howard? Because he a duck. But there's a lot of questions that Kat had to this day. But yeah, I'm like, there was at some point, I have seen some of this movie as a child and I don't know what context or how.
Yeah.
And we're just going to leave that there. We're going to pop a pin in that and that's where that leaves. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but they did Heart and Souls. And even watching the review of like the clips that they showed, bawling, sobbing my eyes. That film is so good. Robert Downey Jr. is so charming, charismatic. That film makes me cry like uncontrolled. Like, because I was like, I'm just going to put some YouTube on while I'm doing my boring, busy work at work. What a mistake. Like literally sitting at my desk typing, sobbing because it's such a beautiful film. But for him, someone of his talent to be like, I don't think I know how to act anymore. Yeah. It's such a bummer.
Yeah, it's kind of like a...
Which he can act. Obviously, he did Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
now
I was going to say, I'm
100% going to get an Oscar for it. At least an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre that's where we're at. Like yesterday, I watched The Man in the Iron Mask. Megan's lid from her water bottle. Just FYI, in case you do hear that. The Man in the Iron Mask yesterday.
Oh, the Leonardo DiCaprio film? Oh. The way I was obsessed with that film.
Still obsessed, still my favorite movie.
It's probably the only film of his that I'm like, oh, I get it now. I get why people wanted to phone in.
Yeah, because like, don't get me wrong, I understand like what's eating Gilbert Grape.
I mean, maybe not that character because it's
but I understand
he's cute.
He's cute, but the acting from everyone, like it's young Johnny Depp, it's obviously very young Leonardo DiCaprio. There's Juliette Lewis, who just randomly pops up in things. I'm like, girl, there's someone who can act. She's the female version of Stanley Tucci. You know how Stanley Tucci's like in things and you're just like, you can get it, mate. You're a background, but you're eating the scenery. Yep. That is Juliette Lewis.
I would pay that.
Yeah, okay, cool, thank you. I was like, yay, I win one. But yeah, I watched it yesterday and just watching, I mean, love me some Jeremy. Hello, Sky. Eat it. Delicious. But watching that and, having read The Musketeers in ye old English when I was in high school because I had to. Yeah, because I had to. You can stay there.
Yeah, Alexander Dumas. It's a lot of words.
You can stay there. I'm looking at you. I don't know where you are, but you can stay there.
Yeah.
Because I had to do that for English. Yeah.
That's tough. Like I did Shakespeare and Shakespeare I would say is less of a slog than The Three Musketeers.
Yeah, because we did Romeo and Juliet, Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yep.
And then we had to do a book report of a similar time period, essentially.
Okay.
So it was like a time period of like 1600s, 1700s. Pick the poison.
Yep.
It was all poison because we don't speak that language.
Yes.
Famously, as I see here going, podo, like. But anyway, it was really going back to the whole not CGI. There was some CGI stuff where, where someone's throwing a rotten tomato or apple to D'Artagnan and he magically catches it with his sword.
I don't think that was CGI. I think that was just like trickery.
Yeah, I think it was all like
film trickery.
Maybe a little bit of a computer just for that one scene.
Yeah.
But the acting, the costuming, obviously not all. Did this happen? Also a blend of American, Scottish, French, and English actors. Yeah. Melding pot.
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie is in that movie. He plays he's at the beginning of the movie and he's telling Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like, hey, your people are starving. Hey, France.
Forgot that he was in that.
And he's wearing the longest, blackest wig.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And then he dies because this all happens and then Leo comes out being, bad Leo, because he's plot twist if you haven't seen that movie.
Do we recognize? I recommend that Man in the Eye Mask.
Oh, it's such a good
I don't
watch.
know that it holds up, but it's a fun movie.
It actually, some parts don't hold up, but I'm like, it's of a time, like it's set in a time, filmed at a time. Also, this was after Leo had done Titanic. I thought he did this before. Yeah. Sorry, I've just broken Megan.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I've just broken Megan. Yeah, because I was like trying to work out, I knew it came out in the 90s and I was trying to work out, was it pre-Titanic or post-Titanic? It's post-Titanic.
That must be why we've even heard of this film. Because no offense, but why was 10-year-old me watching this movie? Because it would have been Titanic.
It would have been Titanic. And its pan's not great, but I think it's just a campy, fun time. It's got some really good acting in it. Really legendary good actors in this movie. And it's not a shit tale, and it's different, and it's I always go back to it. It always makes me near the end where they get their salutes from like the new musketeers, because they're like the musketeer, and my heart grows 3 sizes, and you don't see that anymore.
No.
And
mid-sized movies, that's what is missing from the world. Just movies that aren't budgets of like billions, or like tiny indie films no one sees.
Or we're just gonna keep remaking movies. But anyway, so obviously with the writer strike and the actor strike, which is just pay people what they're worth, and don't use their likeness. Don't steal their ideas. Also, I'm devastated that there are writers out there that are not paid for what they're worth, because you can watch shows like Supernatural that have The Boys, Good Omens. There are shows out there. There's more. I can think of more. Yellowjackets. Like there are even older, and these people are not. Firefly. Like there are some never get solved. But anyway, there is shows out there. SVU.
Been going for 800,000 years.
It's been going since I was in the womb. Like
SVU started before television was invented. I don't know how.
No, I don't know how.
It's a temporal mystery. It was already in season 20 by the time they invented television. Everyone was like, "How is that possible?" And they're like, "I don't know."
And you know what? Olivia Benson still looks like
she looks great.
Looks great. I mean, her mother is James Mansfield. I mean, that's the reason.
The actress, not the drag queen.
Not James. Jane with a Y.
Well, they're both with a Y, but James versus Jane.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. It's so sad that these actors and writers or supporting actors who are supporting, if it wasn't for them, people like Robbie Downey Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio's, Kate Blanchett, they wouldn't be, they had nothing to, who are they going to act against?
And
it sucks that they get paid. It blew my mind, the actress that plays Lily in Princess Diaries. The best friend of Anne Hathaway, who is just, she's neurotic and, she annoyed me, but she played a good character. She, for a Disney teen movie, I love that series. To get paid, to see what she gets from residuals. I'm shocked.
It's crazy.
It's shocked. I did not think that was a thing. Like I knew residuals was a thing, but I did not think paying them
like cents, literally cents.
I think she got paid 27 cents for one of them. The one of the actresses from Orange is the New Black, who was, I think she is American Asian. I can't think of her name. I can't think of a character's name. She was in a lot of like the later seasons near the end, and she was a main character because she was a partner of one of the main cast. To see her literally get paid one paycheck, $15, American, like converted is probably like $30 Australian.
It's still nothing.
I go to work and I earn more than that. And I'm not acting. I don't need to have a
skill.
Like I obviously have a skill to work, but these are like, you need to be able to act and interact. And it just blew my mind. And they've still got to pay, they don't get insurance. People don't have mortgages. They can't pay their rent. They can't eat. And
you would know their faces because of how much they've worked or they've like, been in stuff. So,
and because they're not, A-list stars, and everyone wants to be A-list stars because that's where they get the money.
Or they weren't like, I don't want to say lucky, but like a lot of the ones that sort of have had really consistent work, but maybe they got a really good job early on. Like Jared and Jensen are a great example of that, of like they were leads on a show. Like they're quite wealthy. They're not like A-list stars. Like you wouldn't just know them. Or maybe these days you probably would.
Now,
but like not necessarily. Like they can sort of live kind of anonymous lives in a way.
They can live out of the spotlight. That's not.
But a lot of that is chance. Then they wouldn't be getting much from Supernatural residuals now.
No, and
like despite the fact that they're the two main actors in the show.
And we're in season 2, they're probably just getting enough to keep a roof over their head and like food.
I think at this stage they were living together.
Because they lived together for a while.
So they were living together in Vancouver.
This is also like to Gossip Girl, OG Gossip Girl. But,
go watch Mike's Mike. He's done season 1 and 2 of Gossip Girl.
Oh, why did you?
He's on YouTube.
Why did you bring this up?
It's coming. Anyway, go watch it. He's done.
He's fantastic. It's
amazing. Hours and hours of content.
Megan sent this to me, and I was like, I don't know. Like Megan knows what kind of wine I like.
Yes.
She makes recommendations, and I'm like, I messaged Megan and went, I need season 2 immediately. Because he only had released season 1. And then he released season 2 quite soon after, like maybe a couple weeks. And he's like, season 3 is coming like April. It's now September.
Yeah.
You girls, it's only 6 months. And I get it because this is not his job.
Yeah. Well, like this is his job in the sense of like he does
reviews.
He does reviews. But also I was thinking about it. Like the effort for us to record 1 hour of one podcast to talk not even really about the plot, but he does like elaborate stuff where he's like piecing all of that's so much work. He has to watch. How many times do you think he watched season 1 of Gossip Girl to figure it all out?
He also has like printouts. Yeah. And he also has like, because he picks up like there's lots of visuals, and he also breaks down the technology that they're using in the episodes. Like it's delicious. But I'm like,
he's done Pretty Little Liars and Glee. And he's doing Gossip Girl and he's doing Lost.
And Lost. I'm gonna watch the Lost because I only
I'd forgotten how much knowledge I had about the television show Lost. Like I just forgot that I knew about it because I watched all of it. Obviously, it's exactly my sort of show.
Why am I thinking of Heroes? Was that kind of the same universe?
Same era, and one of the actresses went into Heroes. There's like some actor crossover.
So there's some crossover. That's probably why I'm thinking.
Yeah. So and it was the same era where it was like event television.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting that again full circle moment because time is a construct. That we're watching this leading into season 3 where we both know this is when we get the short season. We get the plot move, the arc of season 3 goes real fast.
Yeah.
Because the writers were on strike.
Yeah.
And to think that they're like you said, Jared and Jensen are living together because they're not A-listers.
Yeah. I think they both had apartments in LA because obviously like Jensen had done
Days of Our Lives.
Dark
Angel.
They'd done some good work.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that.
And Jared was on
Gilmore Girls.
And
he was also in House of Wax remake.
Yes. So like they'd both done work, but and so I think they had like houses in LA, but like not houses, like apartments in LA.
Because they now own like ranches. Literally next, like the neighboring ranches.
Yeah. Which is very cute.
It's very sweet. It makes me like, oh, that's adorable.
But it also is like, that's what I mean. Like they probably, like they got very lucky, but they also live pretty anonymous. Like they go out and just live their lives.
Yeah.
I've read this amazing story of Jensen and his wife going to pick their kids up from like preschool, and they were doing the pickup.
Because they have twins, right?
They have an older girl and then a younger twins girl and boy.
Yeah.
Because it was just like on Twitter where this guy was like, yeah, you know, every week I'd see this couple pick up their kids and like I would describe them to my wife as unnaturally good looking. Like he's like, yeah, that unnaturally good looking couple was there tonight. It's so like they're so unnaturally good looking. And then eventually one day his wife to do the pickup and was like, holy shit, that's Jensen Ackles.
But that's what I
mean. Like they just go do the pickup themselves. Like they don't have people go get them or like they have to like hide in their houses and get other people because they like can't be out, you know.
And it probably helps that they're not in LA.
Yeah, and I think for both of them, they were both like, yeah, this isn't for us long term. Yeah. We want to have like as much of a regular life in a admittedly ranch mansion house, but like I would too if I had.
Yeah. And it's, you know, while they're like, Jared's now doing Walker.
Yeah.
Jensen's obviously doing the Boys / Winchesters.
Yes, which sadly did get cancelled.
Oh, it did.
Didn't get picked up. Again, because they think it's because of the writer's strike.
A lot of things have been cancelled.
They think the corporation timed it
to line up with
the inevitable writer's strike that they were like, well, we can't renew it now. Like they didn't want to renew it, not because it wasn't good, but because they now apparently just want to show a mini series of Jesus Christ. And I'm not actually joking about that. The CW is not the same. The CW is a different television station now. It's not the CW we know and love.
Because they were putting on Gossip Girl and Supernatural at the same time.
Yeah, CW really had the market for teen television in a way that is
Teen Wolf,
Smallville, The OC ?
Possibly, I want to say possibly. Yes, it was
One Tree Hill.
Oh my, Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
they really for a while they were just like I don't want to use the word hit because like hit in the sense of like. It was a really niche market that we still love today. Like I was watching some One Tree Hill. I'm like, this is terrible. I still love it.
Gossip Girl. When I feel like I just need to be taken out of a world and be put into a lunatic alternate universe, I go to Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the problematic issues.
Yes.
And
it's not without its deep problems.
It's not without its deep problems.
Felons.
Yeah. Nefarious intent. Felonious intent. A lot of it. And I'm aware of it. But at the same time, I'm like, this is what it was. And this is what I grew up with. Yeah. And again, it's about that lens looking, right?
Yeah. I think I'm going to call it on this minisode that sorry.